Hi everybody, it's me again. Welcome back. Here's the first of my reviews of this wonderful set, Prince 1999. Now it's going to be 3 videos. This first one's going to be an introduction, and also I'm going to talk about discs 1 and 2 because I'll be able to get through these two real quick. The second video will be the big meaty video, which is where I talk about discs 3 and 4. And the last video will be where I talk about the live album and also overall notes. I won't talk about DVD because I don't have a DVD player. And I've only heard a few comments about it and I haven't watched it yet, so I'm not going to give a quantified opinion on Disc 6. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping first. First of all, massive thank you to everybody who watched the video, the unboxing video. It's up to 165 views, which I think is just absolutely outstanding for one of my videos. I can't thank you all enough. I really appreciate it. I mean, it's absolutely just flattering just to see so many people watching that video and liking it, and I can see I've picked up a couple of new fans, which is even better, and I'm just blown away, and I just can't thank you all enough, especially after the Around the World in a Day videos only got an average of 28 or 29 views each. So to have something like a 500% increase on a video where all I basically do is just open up an album and just make my first comments on it, I'm just blown away basically. So I just can't thank you all enough. I really appreciate it. And also too, I've noticed that Nightchild, Prince's Friend, and quite a few others have given some really good reviews on this set. I mean, I really enjoyed Nightchild's series, and then he put them all together in one big video, which is really good. So those of you who've got a spare hour, I'd suggest you play that omnibus video and just watch the whole thing, because he really goes to town on it. And of course you can watch the individual videos as well. And then you've got Prince's Friend, who did an amazing review of it as well, which I really liked. And he's also like me, he's also managed to do it in fewer videos, but he still really gets to the point. And I felt sorry for him because he actually had to wait a few more days to receive his album. You know, I mean, I was actually quite shocked how many people had to wait to receive this thing. I was one of the first people to get it, and yeah. So, and with my other videos too, 165 views, and it's still climbing. It's only about 3 or 4 a day, whereas usually most of my videos go great for the first day, okay for the second day, and then limp along for the rest of the time basically. I've only had 2 other videos that have done better this year. One, of course, is the Love Sexy Singles video. I've talked about this more than I want to. It's actually eaten really right off now. It's only climbed to 11,400. It was about 11,000 in July, and still, again, unfortunately, that video just seems to be attracting a lot of people who just click on it for a few seconds and go away. And actually, if I look at the analytics, about 70 people have actually watched that video from start to end, and I think the 70 people are probably my hardcore subscribers and mates, and I really appreciate that. So I'm not really that happy about a video that gets thousands of views and it's only got people with really short attention spans. I mean, if you're going to click on someone's video, you know what you're getting when you see me. You know you're not going to get basically a live performance with massive studio values on Prince, basically. And then, of course, the other big viral video that's really taken off too is the one about I did late last year about this Prince's gay rumor, and I still stand by everything I say in that video, basically. I mean, basically, the idea that Prince was gay is based upon a lot of homophobic stereotypes and stereotypes of gay people as effeminate, and also people who don't really understand Prince enough. They look at a couple of pictures of him and just decide he's gay, basically. And I still stand by everything in that video, and I'm glad a lot of people watch it. But of course, you know, unlike all my other videos, that one has attracted quite a lot of dislikes, and it's only got about 75%, whereas this video, this unboxing video, is at 100%, which I really like. So there you are. I mean, if you haven't seen the Prince's gay video, of course Prince is not gay video, I suggest you watch it, because it's really, I actually watched it the other day and I still think, well, this is one of the few videos I don't cringe at myself all the way through. So there you are. Now let's get back to this, okay? Now, you know, a week and a few days ago I was really enthusiastic about this album, and I have to say I still am, basically. I've been listening to it as much as I could. I mean, I've had a couple of busy weekends with stamp things and family things, and I work during the week, so it's really, really hard for me just to sit around and listen to music. But I have been trying. I mean, I listen to these two a lot in the car, because in my job I'm in and out of the car a lot, so I'm hearing it. And I also listen to the live album a few times. I've listened to the basically the bootleg, the Vault cassettes. I've had them on my Walkman when I've gone walking. I've listened to these as much as I can. I've listened to each album on average about 3 times. I've probably listened to Disc 3 and Disc 4 about 5 or 6 times. And now I feel qualified to make some comments. So without further ado, we'll go into the first album, which is the original album, Remastered. Now, I'm not going to review the music on this album, because just a few months ago I did a series of reviews. The fact remains, it's 1999. It's a brilliant album. You don't need to be a genius to see it. This is great music. But what I did do is I actually listened to some of the comments other people were saying. Some people were saying all it is like Purple Rain Remastered is just louder. and you can't hear more. But I'm actually more of the opinion, like some of the comments, like Prince's friends said, where you could hear individual instruments better, and you could hear some of the, like he actually played chunks, from actually both versions of the album, and definitely the sound was sharper and clearer. Overall, I mean, 1999 is such a great album. I will admit I'm not really a sound junkie. I'm not one of these audiophiles, but even I agree that the sound on this is much better. It's more louder. It's like, there's actually more depth to the music, which is amazing. I mean, it's impossible for that to say, but it is. Like, you can just hear individual piano parts better. You can hear some background vocal mixes better. The drums are coming through a lot sharper. And that's amazing because compared to a lot of early Prince albums, I mean, the original mastering and the sound on 1999 is just superb. I mean, as you know, it was virtually all recorded at Sunset Sound. It was none of this Prince home studio or Prince at the Paisley Park or St. Louis warehouse. This was mostly recorded at Sunset Sound, and it sounds raw. It doesn't sound raw, it sounds polished, and it sounds really good. Basically, it's still a great album, and it's actually good to have it even next door to basically all the vault goodies you've got, So that's this album. I mean, easily I would give this 9.5 out of 10, no hesitation, including the mastering. Of course, I will gripe a bit about the flimsy pack, I mean, I can see this, already you can see a week and a bit, you're already starting to get some dog earring on the spine, basically, and I'm sort of waving around like it's not helping. Now, we get to the second disc, and this disc has really divided a lot of people, and generally a lot of them don't really like it because they consider it unnecessary. I'm going to put through a logical argument for it. I mean, okay, there is some really good stuff on this set. I mean, I really do love the studio mix of Let's Pretend We're Married. I mean, I know it sounds funny. I love DMS. I even like the song Edited. It's got How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore on it, which is actually really convenient if you don't have the B-sides or a lot of the singles. But on the other hand, do we really need two versions of 1999 Edit, and do we really need a mono version of 1999? I know there are a lot of the collectors and vinyl purists are going to go, oh, goody, goody. I don't have to go out and buy my September 1982 release of 1999, the Ecuadorian version on Very Records or something like that to get it, But I mean, and also too, I mean, Let's Pretend We're Married, do we really need that song 3 times on the album? And I mean, I think it's just a bit too much on this album, I mean, but then again, had it not been included, I could imagine, people complaining, oh my god, 1999 Super Deluxe, and it doesn't even have a copy of How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore on it. So I mean, it's no pleasing everyone all the time. I mean, it's part of the set. I have actually listened to the album a couple of times. I mean, like I said, I mean, the real highlight is it has got that special dance mix of Little Red Corvette, which is like the one on Ultimate, but actually, again, this is all being remastered, so this is actually sounds sharper and fresher. Especially the part where Prince goes, darling, there are things I want to do to you that you'll never forget. I just love that breakdown in the middle of it, And apparently he recorded that really late. That was recorded like at the start of '83, so it's just great in a lot of ways. I mean, and of course, I mean, maybe the Prince voyeur in us, sometimes we do actually want to listen to a version of Little Red Corvette with a chorus kicked out of it, or you want to hear a version of 1999, you can hear a deliberate fade halfway through the guitar solo at 3.5 minutes into the song. But I'm sorry, I draw the line when I've got like a 2-minute 22 version of Delirious. I mean, to me, I mean, the beauty of 1999, and I have to say this, is that the songs are not edited, they're not cut down. This is Prince just basically letting a musical idea flow to its natural length. And one thing I love about 1999 is that you've got all these songs that are like 8-9 minutes long. They go on and on, but they don't sound like they overstay their welcome, if you get what I mean. They sound like the type of music that is completely relevant, and that's a good thing, basically. Whereas here, I mean, when you're chopping an 8-minute song down to 3 minutes, I mean, you're basically killing the spirit of it. And I mean, it also has no respect for the fact that with a lot of Prince songs, I know that this album was a deliberate attempt to grab the pop market, but the beauty of a lot of the songs on 1999 is the second half of them is that you really get to see Prince's instrumental virtuosity. You're cutting out a lot of the guitar solos, you're cutting out a lot of the limb drum, you're cutting out a lot of Prince's vocal effects, his drum lines, and I mean, it's just really, like, it's like eating an orange and basically chopping 3/4 of it off and throwing it in the bin and just eating like one bite of it. That's what it's kind of like in a way. But I do appreciate the packaging now. I mean, this is kind of a bit stolen from the Ultimate set, but you can actually see that this is pretty much, all you vinyl purists out there, and even I've got some of these, this is pretty much everything put out by 1999, but it is missing one thing. My Delirious single. You've seen my old plain paper Delirious promo single? 12-inch, it's only got a 3-minute version of Delirious and a 2-minute version. And it wasn't really released, it was just a promo sent to DJs because I wanted to play tracks and decide which song they wanted to blast into a hit. Of course, Delirious didn't get that accolade until mid-83. So there you are, that's the first 2 discs. And that's the first video. Then I'll cut this baby and then I'll do another one, and thank you all for watching.